Hey, Amadeus here for Amadeus Reviews Everything. And today I want to talk about the Motus Nova system. It's for stroke and other injuries that you have limited hand motion, which unfortunately I had a stroke uh, 3 years ago and I'm still having some hand issues. So I've had this device now for about a little over a month and I love it. It's working great. I can actually feel that my arm is in fact stronger. The way it works is it pushes air to raise your fingers up like this, and then it comes back down and makes you do the full motion. And what this does is it gets your brain into the pattern of going up and down so it gets your wrist moving. And then there are some fine motor controls, like as you can see here, you've got stretching, you've got improved motor function, and then improved motor dexterity. And then you can test your endurance if you want. Those are pretty good programs, and it depends on the type of game you want to play. They have everything from a simple stretch to weightlifting games where you're attempting to be a weightlifter and go up and down. They've got Plinko, Solitaire, a fishing game, a game where you um, try and create a symphony by moving your wand up and down. Um, there's a couple of I don't know what I'd call them, like ping pong games. So they're pretty good. I think they're some pretty good games, but I'll show you how this works. So to start, you take the unit, and my hands are a little bit tight because I'm waiting on Botox, which will be in a couple of days here, and that'll help. But because my hand is very, very stiff because of this. So you put your fingers into this unit, and because I'm trying to rush, I put my thumb in it, which I shouldn't have done. So I've got to fix this because that's what happens when you rush. And the fact that my hand is tight makes it even worse. But, it is what it is. I was able to move it so my thumb is down here on the bottom. I don't know if you guys can see that in the video or not. Then you put it up here, and your wrist needs to be up here so that it can be bent up. And then take these straps and put them over here. And now we're ready to start my stuff. So you start with the stretch. Usually I just hit begin therapy. And it'll talk about recovery points, which those are just how you track your progress. And it's kind of an incentive thing to see how fast you can get. Okay, now we're on this screen. You've got a skip button if you want to go to the next activity. You can do a tutorial for whatever the activity is you're on. It'll tell you how many reps you've got, if you want the music on or not. It's just kind of digital music, not a big deal. A brightness button, and then a leaderboard. But in my case, we'll just hit play. And now, as you can see, my hand is being raised here. It's at 30, 41. That's gone up to 48-ish angle. 55, I think, is the max. So I'm able to stretch pretty good, and even with my tight fingers and wrist, this does a really good job of getting them nice and loose. I'm very impressed by it. And then slowly, as you lighten up, you'll see my number is continuing to go up a little bit and back down a little bit sometimes, but That's because it's slowly stretching your fingers as it goes. And then here it'll take me to have me take a break here in a minute. Eventually, anyway. See, there we go. And then it rests for maybe 10 seconds and it goes all the way back down. And then it comes right back up. And it's attempting to get back to the same point, or ideally a little bit higher. Like in this case, it's jumped to 49 and then up to 50. So I'm pretty close to where I was. And on this screen here, you've got 3 minutes, 20 seconds left. The points, the score, it's just kind of a keep score of where you're at overall. It's interesting to see how far you can get in a single session. And then you have the angle. And like I said, I'm at 50. It's between, I think it's negative 15 is fully down, and up is 55. So that's your range of motion you have there. And then when you're done, you just hit the screen. It comes back. If I had finished, it would give me a screen that tells me what I was doing and how I did it and everything. And it'll tell me how many reps, just the basic information. So if I want to go here with these other games, like for example, there's a lifting game. This one is one I stay a lot in. It's got power lifter up, because I don't have any upward motion in my wrist, and it'll tell you what your where you started versus where you're ending. Now we're on power lifter up. So if I hit play, now the goal of this one is to raise the bar all the way up. And this, I'm trying to focus on actually making my hand do it. Like, I'm trying to will my hand to do it, and I'm using the same muscles that I would be using on my other hand if I did it. I'm trying to do that on this hand as well, to try and get it up all the way. And then you see there are some people here down listed on the bottom, like here. It gives you a rank out of like 10 or 11 people. And because I don't have much motion, so I'm down in 10. But it's okay. I don't really pay attention to that. It's one of those things that some people seem to care. I don't think it matters. And like, I'm set up for 20 minutes on this thing, but you can do it in 5-minute increments. So it's a fun little game, and you know, it does a pretty good job of keeping your wrist moving constantly, which is definitely a good thing. And then here we have like Plinko, Solitaire. Cosmic Tennis is kind of like a ping pong game. Brick Breaker, it's like, what's it called? Space Invaders kind of a thing. And then you've got Blackjack, which is exactly what it is. You've got Countdown, which is kind of like Uno. You've got Candy Swamp, which is essentially Candy Crush. You got Fishing Hero, which you're trying to get a fish. And then Ball Fall, which is a game where you have to, oh here, I'll just go into it to show you. And each game has a different set of motions you do. Most of them don't just work on ups or downs. They kind of do a mix. And this one, like this one's no exception. So the ball falls, and then it's raising me up because I don't have the up strength. All right, so now I need to squeeze down to get the ball to fly down there. And now the cuff is taking over. Okay. Now it's got to go through this thing. It's kind of a rest period for your arm in case you strain yourself. All right. So we'll do another one. I'll show you. All right. All right. Now I need to squish down. And now it brought me back. So it's forcing you to use the skills that you have and trying to help develop the new skill. And it just goes, it's over and over, and just like that. So these games like that, I think they're really good. I've noticed that I can slowly twitch my wrist up a little bit on my right hand, which I had no ability to do before, and that's only after a month. So just imagine what this could do over a long period of time. So when you're done with your therapy, you save your data. You gotta wait for it to go through. All right, and this will pop up when you're done. This will tell you the streak, which is how many days you've done this in a row. In my case, it's 36 days. My session time today obviously wasn't good because we're only doing a test. And you earn recovery points. And because I've been on a 36-day streak, I get double those points, so 562, or 572 rather, and my total points. And then that adds up here for all of these points. And I'm at level 38. I should be, 39. I'll be at 39 soon. Now when you come here, like you have your account info, just tells you where you are. If you don't have insurance and you end up having to pay for it, you can deal with that there. In help, there's troubleshooting information. You can check software updates will usually pop up when they come up. But if for some reason you need to, you can install software updates. You can factory reset it. I haven't tried it, so I don't know exactly what that'll do. And then you can check for updates for the system. And you can do system diagnosis if something's not working correct. Like I had an issue where my pump stopped working, but apparently it was software related. So they did a reset on their end, and I was able to get back in within 24 hours, which was good. You can change some menu settings, volumes, and then there's some videos about putting it on, and if you need to report an issue or reset things, all from this screen. Then in telehealth here, you can do assessments, which you'll have a coach that you work with, and they'll have you go in and do assessments every time you talk to them to see how you're doing. Pegboard and reach and poke, those are just some things you can do. And then in settings, this is where you can change your settings, like audio instruction. I know all the instructions, so I turn them off. You can use touchless mode, and then you can adjust brightness and volume and all that stuff here. You can change your Wi-Fi network because it needs Wi-Fi to run. You can set up the controllers, and you can set new goals if you want to. So if it was too easy, You can change that, but I would usually talk to your coach beforehand on that one. And then you can go here to reports, and you can see here I've done 150 minutes today. That's the last session reps, my total reps. Then my total time, I've used this for 151 hours since I've got it. And then you can come over here to generate reports. There it goes. And it'll tell you your level, what's your streak, you know, how many repetitions, how long you've done it, and it'll give you like how your progress is going. It'll give you like your activity times, and it'll tell you how much active time you've had on the device. So which is kind of nice to be able to see this information. You can see your range of motion, and there's daily repetitions, intensity, and you can see your centrifuge to see how you're opening and closing and how it's going. So that's pretty much the device. I think it's an amazing little device. I would recommend it if you've had a stroke or had some issue where your arms don't work. And this is, you can use it for right or left arm. The same units work for both, which is nice. You just obviously let them know when you're ordering it, of course. And there are some other options. There's a foot one, which I'm trying to get, I don't have yet. But I would recommend this Motus Nova unit to anyone who's had a stroke and is struggling with arm weakness, because this is a definite plus, I think. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm going to try to be doing a lot more content like this and some daily things in my life now too, because I think maybe 3 years after a stroke people might be interested. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you very much, and consider subscribing if you want to. Like this video and shoot me a comment and tell me what you think. I'd appreciate it. Y'all have a great one.